I decided to go out and get a burger. I haven't had a burger and it just feels like forever. Now I've had burger patties made at home, but that's totally different. And I really wish my cat would stop trying to be the star of the show. Go that way. Go that way. Thank you. But anyways, we're going to dig into this burger and I'm going to show you how I'm going to eat it. This is a burger for one of our local burger places called, I think it's called Max's Burger. But man, they make some killer burgers lately. And one of my friends said there's much better burger places out there. And I said, well, that's okay, because there's a lot of burger places in this town. And this is one of my favorites. But we're going to get rid of the garbage. And starting with the garbage, the first thing to go is going to be the bun. You got to lose the bun if you want to try to lose weight and still eat some decent food. And this burger here, we got bacon, we got some ham, we got 2 burger patties. I told them to hold the jalapenos. They didn't do that. I'm okay with that. We got tomatoes. We got a fried egg in there. We got some lettuce. We got some cheese on the bottom burger patty. And there we go. Now we just get rid of all that. And that's perfect. I mean, just getting rid of the bun alone makes this burger so much healthier. And I'm not going to have an insulin spike just because of that. Now, I think one of the important things to mention is that weight loss comes in different phases. So after you eat a meal or wake up in the morning, your insulin starts to spike automatically, just waking up every day. That's just so it gives your body enough energy to, say perhaps fight off a lion or a bear if you should have to, or, basically defend yourself in some cases. It's the body's natural instinct. So the second stage of weight loss after you eat your meal is that your blood sugar is going to start to level out. And that takes about 2 to 5 hours. And then after 5 to 10 hours, your blood sugar kind of flattens out a bit, and then it becomes more normal. And then after 10 to 15 hours, everything's starting to work a little bit better. Your glucose is starting to stabilize, and you're starting to burn some fats. And then after 15 to 24 hours, you're in fat burning stage 2. That's where your ketones are starting to kick in. Now, that's a beautiful thing because it's easily accomplished just by skipping a couple meals every day. So you can potentially get yourself into ketosis every day just by skipping a couple meals. And now if you do this just right, you can get all of this to work while you're sleeping. So if you decide to skip, let's say, lunch, and then skip dinner, and then go all the way around the clock until breakfast the next day, you're going to be burning fat through that entire night's sleep. I don't care how many hours you sleep. You sleep 5, 5.5 to 8 or 10. That's just that many more hours. Your body is burning fat and you're not doing anything. But anyways, if you want to get started on a fasting routine, come up with a plan. Make sure you got your date figured out. Like, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. This is what's going to happen starting tomorrow. And then plan ahead of time. Start your fast a little early because you're going to be starting your fast tomorrow. So you want to optimize those sleeping hours to get the most benefit out of your fast. That's how I've been losing weight for this last 8 weeks. And also remember to try new things, especially throughout the week. So let's say throughout the week, if I'm planning a 5-day, 24-hour fast, it's not a big deal if I have a hiccup once in a while because it's just kind of jogging my body, giving it a little bit of pleasure, and it knows what's coming next. So it's just going to react accordingly. Now, since I've been fasting to some degree for the last 8 weeks, my body has had some weeks where it's just not really wanted to lose some weight. So that means I just got to confuse it a little bit more. That means skipping different meals throughout the day. So instead of skipping breakfast, I might skip lunch and then skip dinner, but have breakfast that day. And that's going to make everything change. And then after my body starts getting used to, me actually having breakfast, I just change it up a little bit more. Let's say I'll have lunch, I'll skip dinner, and then I'll skip breakfast. Then my body doesn't know exactly what's going on at all times. And that's really the key to staying in ketosis for longer. It's also a good thing to just eat foods that keep you in ketosis, like green leafy vegetables, for instance. You don't want to dump a bunch of garbage on top, like ranch dressing or anything like that, because that'll spike your blood sugar. And as soon as you start spiking your blood sugar, it's going to take your body out of ketosis right away. And if you're in autophagy, you got to be really careful what you're taking, as far as what you want to eat for food and what time you do it, because you want to stay in autophagy for as long as possible to get the maximum benefits. Like in my last video, for instance, I started the video, I was already in autophagy for 24 hours. I decided to just get my body weight at that time with my brand new scale, and then I went to bed. And I only slept for about 5.5 hours, and I managed to lose a couple pounds while I was asleep. I didn't do anything special. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't running around the house cleaning like mad crazy. I was just doing my normal routine and trying to build a video. That's all I was doing. And now I'm going to eat my burger really quick, and then I'm going to get into the application I installed on my phone that tells me exactly what I'm doing at what time of day, and I want to share this with you. Man, that hits all the spots right there. Did you know that taking the bun off the burger doesn't affect how the burger actually makes you feel? It makes you feel just as full without the bun. Isn't that weird? And the same thing works for pizza. If you take a piece of pizza and scrape all the toppings off and put it on a plate and eat that, it's still going to give you the same sensation as if you ate that entire slice of pizza. But you don't have the carbs. You don't have the sugar. You don't have the added craziness that comes along with eating all that dough. So right here we're looking at the application. You open it up and it shows you a bunch of different features. Now I just ate that burger, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to log in that burger that I just ate. Onions, and you kind of get the point. All right, we're not going to put in everything. It's a burger. It had a whole bunch of stuff on it. It was a loaded freaking burger, and it was amazing and worth every bit of it. Then we're going to hit done. Now what that's going to do, it's going to start logging my eating time. Now this little deal right here, if I hit this, it'll tell me until next fasting, or if I hit the button again, it's going to tell me since my last meal. Now you can go in and press this up top here. It says, now your blood sugar is rising. So I just ate, so that's the stage my body's in. That's important to know. And it's really important to know the key factors as to what's happening at what time and what to expect. Because at certain times during this whole process, you're going to feel a little different at certain times. And it's happening for a reason. It's your body trying to trick you, saying, hey, I'm kind of used to eating at this time, so I'm going to make a nasty taste in your mouth so you consume some calories and feed me. That's your body actually telling you to do that. And you're trying to ignore that right now. I mean, if you're actually wanting to lose weight and you're wanting to start fasting and you're wanting to, get the extra pounds off without doing much of anything, you need to learn the signals. And your body tells you these signals for a couple of reasons, because it's not sure when it's going to eat again, especially if you start fasting. Then all of a sudden your body's throwing all these messages and it's enhancing all your signals. You can smell things for a mile away. But let's get back to the application here. It says now your blood sugar is rising, which is perfectly normal. That happens immediately after you start eating. And then we click on that button here. It shows us a nice little pretty picture. It gives us a basic idea, definition of what's going on. If you eat garbage food, yeah, guess what? Your insulin's going to spike. So if you're eating healthier foods, you're going to have an optimal sugar level and you're going to have a nicer ride. Now we go to the next phase. It's what I was talking about earlier. 2 to 5 hours. Your blood sugar is going down, and it gives you a great illustration trying to show you that. So if you were to eat sugary snacks, your blood sugar is going to crash, and then you're going to feel extremely tired afterwards, and the whole process is pointless if you're going to do that. So let's try to eat healthier foods, so that way when your blood sugar starts to come down, it's like a real mellow wave, and you just come right out of it. It's not a big deal. You don't have a crash and you got energy to do stuff. 5 to 10 hours, that's when your blood sugar becomes normal. And that's what I really like about this application, is it gives me this basic timeline. It's almost like I am running towards the finish line, like there's an ultimate goal at the end of this quest. And it also gives us a nice little picture definition of what would happen if you ate junk food, or what would happen if you ate healthy food, for instance. 10 to 15 hours, you're in fat burning stage 1. That was the other one I was talking about. That's when everything starts working. Your glucose is starting to level out. Your fats are starting to become burned. I mean, ketosis is starting to kick in at this point. You're burning calories. And what did you do? Nothing. You didn't have to really do anything except for skip a couple meals. And here you are. 10 to 15 hours later. 15 to 24 hours later, you're in fat burning stage 2. And it gives you a great illustration as to what fat burning stage 2 is here. It gives you a little indication of a ketone, and it's, throwing it in the fire and you're burning fat. Everything's working, you're burning fat. And like I said before, you're not doing anything. You just skipped a couple meals, and guess what? Now you're here. Now you're burning calories, now you're losing fat, and you're losing weight like me. Your body is in autophagy. 24 to 36 hours. In the grand scheme of things, that's really not that long to go without food. And once you get your body into autophagy, it's just like it explains here. Your ketones are working, and basically they're replacing the bad cells and putting in good cells They're taking out the trash. Literally, they're taking out the garbage. You don't need the garbage. You don't want to hold on to the garbage. Now, like in my case, with my morbidly obese tendencies to eat like a glutton for so long, my gut was all screwed up. It took a long time for it to heal. I mean, it did and it didn't, because I did a 5-day water fast, and that pretty much started everything, started fixing things. And now everything works correctly, like it should again. Now, there's an edit plan button here. Now, you can click on this button, and it'll give you a rundown of everything you could possibly want to do during the week. You can preset skip dinners, you can change window times, you know, treat days. My treat days are set for Sunday and Saturday, so that's why I had that burger. It was freaking good. Now, you got all these protocols and plans you can play with and stuff like that, but one thing I do have to mention is that a lot of these features in this application, some of them are paid for, but I've been using the free version and I've been having a lot of fun and a lot of success, because it really does just break it down and make it simple. And mainly what I'm showing you here right now is all on the free version available to me. I didn't pay any money for this. I wouldn't pay any money for this unless I really thought I needed the extra help. Now, if you come down a little bit further, you can add in your hydration, and it gives you all kinds of descriptions for stuff you can add in. Alcohol, water, the amount of water, you know, carbonated, 0-calorie flavored. I mean, it gives you a little bit of everything. Wow, they even have with a spoon of apple cider vinegar in there. That's something I take on a daily basis for my electrolyte mix, especially in the morning and in the afternoon. Now, you click on the activity tracker. You can pick what day, what time. You can also pick what kind of activity: walking, cycling, running, swimming, team sports. And then what kind of workout was it? Was it weightlifting, yoga, or Pilates? And there's several to choose from here. Still things that I haven't used, because I'm not doing any of these things, but I might. And then you scroll down a little bit further, and it wants to talk about how did it go. And then you can actually put in your input as to how you felt. Did you feel good? Did you feel bad? Were you full of energy, content? Yeah, there you go. So anyways, you scroll into this screen and you can see some of their paid versions for other things that the application offers. And there's going to be a few more along the way here. Now, this section down here, it talks about your personal insights. Now, that they have a couple lock features here, but they do have plenty of decent information in here that's unlocked. And if you just scroll left to right, you might find some that are unlocked. Like ask a dietitian about gut health, for instance. Need a gut tune-up? And it'll give you some information about that. You just keep scrolling to the right, and it'll give you some more information. And you can do that for all of these that are unlocked to you. And if you pay for the paid version, you're going to have a whole lot more. And it's really not bad stuff. So let's say you need it. It's only a minor investment. Okay, down here at the bottom, this is where you can track your weight. So you hit that button, it gives you an option to add a photo, and you can add a photo of your beginning of your journey. And then as you keep using the app and you start losing some weight, you just take another photo and you just keep adding to that, and it's just going to keep putting it into your journal. So I can put in, oh, I didn't even put in my last weight, and that was today. Actually, I'm going the wrong direction. It was like 361 point something. I can't remember exactly, so we're just going to leave it at that for now, and I can save it. But I can also come back later if I decided I put in the wrong number. And that's the nice thing about this app, is not everything is set in stone and it's not concrete. There's nobody inside this application grading you on a good day or a bad day. So nobody's asking you to win or fail. It's just helping you along the way. Keep notes. And a lot of the process I find with weight loss is we need to be accountable. That's why I do these videos. That's also why I got this application, is it makes a food log easily accessible. It's kind of fun. It gives you a basic timeline of when certain things happen, so I know what to expect throughout the day. And sometimes I might feel like, yeah, let's break my fast right now. I might log into this app and look at it a little bit, and I'll be like, ooh, I only got a couple more hours left, and I'm going to be in the next stage of fat burning, or I might be in autophagy, so bedtime's coming soon. I might just skip it all together and go on. All right, the journal spans back a few days. I haven't used it that much, so as you see, I started using it on Monday, so that's as far back as it goes. Now, it's logged my weight, logged my early meals, logged lunchtime yesterday, talks about activity, hydration, activities. You know, I did play with this a little bit, but I didn't get overly indulged in the application because I already have a pretty well set schedule. I know what my water intake is going to be every day, and that's going to be approximately 1.5 gallons of water, and I usually exceed that slightly. But as you see here, it gives you a good reference. Now you can go back and see like, oh, what did I eat last week? Or when was the last time I ate? Because sometimes we forget the last time we ate, and that's how we tend to overeat, is we become forgetful, and we just tend to listen to our body's tendency to say, I'm used to you eating a snack right now, so you better go get a snack, and it better be unhealthy because I don't want none of that good green stuff. Now we're going to click on the Explore tab. Now there's a lot of stuff in here in the Explore tab. And mainly this is all, health, dietitian stuff, and, stuff that might help you along the way, especially if you need a little bit of extra help and don't know how to use Google or YouTube in the search, for instance, and just type in what you're thinking at the moment and it tells you. But this is another great way and another great tool for this application to help you if you should use it. Now, when you sign into this application, there's going to be a process, and it's going to ask you, your name, your weight. Might give you an option to take a picture at that time. And it's going to get into a little bit of personal bits. It's going to want to tie into your email account. And that way it can send you updates, notifications. And it does update me quite a bit. Now, it's not an abusive system so far. And it only updates me at key times to basically just give me a healthy reminder, like, maybe you should be thinking about this at this time of day, and if you haven't, might want to take care of that because it's important. Now this page here, it says food. Now this tells me every time I ate throughout the entire week, for instance, from Monday up until now. And it's not exactly easy to read, in my opinion, but it does give you a good basic as to, how I was changing my eating times and then going about my fasting schedules. And it also keeps track of your snacks. So whenever you enter in a snack, it's going to keep track of it right here. And it's a good idea just to try this out a little bit and see how it works for you. There's also a hydration monitor. So anytime you enter in whatever hydration is you might need, it'll keep track of that too, especially if hydration is a serious issue for you. I mean, this might be a good tool. Now, many people have activity goals. Like every day you want to get out and get so many steps. This application also allows you, a place to edit these things and put in your activities, for instance. That way you can keep better track of how much activity you did last week versus this week, for instance. And the last one here is the weight. So it gives you your starting weight, and as you update it, hopefully it's gradually going down. If it starts going up, well, just change up a few things. It's not a big deal. We can fix this. All right, and last but not least is the premium page. Now, when I first downloaded the app, the first thing I saw was this page right here, and it was asking me to either pay for an annual fee or a monthly fee. I immediately contacted the application, and I wanted to, voice my opinion because I thought it was just piss poor to force people to pay for, a weight loss app, because people are trying to lose weight, and not everybody's got a lot of money, especially right now with this failing economy. But I was pleasantly surprised with almost an instantaneous response from the application developers and their support group. They said, hey, guess what? There's a free version. Go ahead and click back into the app and check that out. You might actually like that. There's plenty of things you can do, as I showed you already, and you might get some benefit out of it. Who knows? But I wrote a pretty nasty review the first time around, so I did go back, I updated my review, and chances are I'm probably going to give this application a 5-star review after all this is said and done, because there's a lot of free options in here, and it has been really beneficial for, keeping track of what I want to keep track of and understanding what I want to understand inside this application and what's going on inside my body. So overall, it's an excellent tool, and I would probably give it a 5-star.